Which are the best guns in Arma 3? For the most part, the best performing guns in Arma 3 are all vanilla guns, with a few small exceptions. And in my opinion, the best gun overall, general use gun, is this AK-12. This is the AK-12 with grenade launcher. And I've put an AMS sight on it here. 7.62 assault rifle. In the King of the Hill game mode, it is the only 7.62 rifle that you can have without any perks, and that you can also put a decent scope on, because there is also the AKM, which is a 7.62 assault rifle, but you cannot put a decent scope on the AKM. So AK-12 is the recommended assault rifle of choice. AK-12 with grenade launcher, actually, for the ultimate performance. Oh yeah. Generally in Arma, the higher the caliber, better the weapon. There are lots of different weapons for lots of different situations in Arma 3, and normally I'm actually an SMG kind of guy in other games, and Arma 3 does have lots of SMGs, which normally would be the best type of gun for close quarters battle. However, due to the lag and the desync that you get in Arma, especially in like large games, lower caliber weapons don't seem to do that well, even in the situations which they're supposed to do that well, such as CQB.
Whole magazine, bro.
I find by dealing massive amounts of overkill, way more damage than what you actually need to do to take the guy out, that's how you're going to kill people faster, so generally a higher caliber weapon is preferred. Now as you level up in the game mode King of the Hill, the more powerful weapons are only available to you at later levels, so you're going to need to level up, choosing lower power weapons as you go through the levels. Now to start with, you're probably going to be stuck with 5.56mm weapons. The 5.56mm weapon of choice for me is the SPAR 16. This gun's very low recoil, so it's very good to use the burst fire while shooting and moving. Yeah, kind of did a mag dump on that guy, which I shouldn't have done, because it's just given my position away to this other guy up here, but luckily I got away with it again. Shooting and moving helped me again. The Mark 20 is also quite a good 5.56, although the iron sight on it is absolutely terrible. But the SPAR 16 is definitely the 5.56 of choice for me. Moving up from the 5.56 into the 6.5mm range. The most common gun that you see people use at 6.5mm is the MX. Quite a good gun, high rate of fire, low recoil for the slightly more powerful gun. Iron sight's not too bad either. There is a 100 round magazine variant. If you're going to use the 100 round magazine variant in King of the Hill, you will need the machine gunner perk in order to use that gun. The Katiba is also quite a good gun as well. However, my actual choice of guns for the 6.5mm is the Type 115. As well as taking the standard 6.5mm magazines, it also has a 50 cal underbarrel. The underbarrel 50 cal only shoots on single shot, however it's extremely effective, extremely powerful, and the normal part of the gun, the assault rifle shooting 6.5mm, is also pretty damn good as well. High rate of fire, low recoil. I imagine it is both the highest rate of fire and lowest recoil of any 6.5mm in the game. See this target up here? I'm going to shoot him with the underbarrel 50 and demonstrate that the underbarrel 50 will shoot through the tower if you're close enough. I believe it's under 300 meters. So currently 90 meters, maybe even a bit less. Let's see if I can shoot through. Okay, might help if I actually put the underbarrel 50 on instead of trying to shoot at 6.5mm through the tower. Let's try it again. There we go. Wait for the target to pop back up. As you can see, you see a little like marker as the bullet hits. I'm definitely going through the side of the tower there. Now, this other tower is, one second, it is 239 meters. So let's see if I can shoot through this one as well. I believe it's wrong button there. I believe it's 300 meters or closer. Okay, once again, let's go back to the 50. There we go. And there you go. Shot him through the side of the tower at, what did I say it was? 290 meters, something like that. Now, moving up to the 7.62. When you get to 7.62, you're getting into the range of DMRs and support guns. There are 5.56mm variants for DMRs and support guns as well, but in Arma, if you're going to be doing those specialist roles, I would definitely recommend higher caliber weapons than a 5.56. Usually you recommend going straight up to a 7.62 if you're looking at LMG or DMR shooting. There's quite a 7.62, there's quite a few choices. Like I said at the start, the AK-12 is the assault rifle of choice. However, some other 7.62s you may want to consider would be the SPAR 17. This is actually, the SPAR 17 is my 7.62 of choice. This gun is extremely accurate. It ranges up to 800 meters, perhaps even a little bit beyond 800 meters. Very good DMR, also a very good assault rifle.
Nice push, yeah.
Yeah, enemy heli. Oh, sweet. Tower 1, Tower 1. But yeah, this gun really excels in long range shots, just a bit closer than sniping range. It's not too loud either. There's actually quite a few guns that are very similar in performance to this though. The Mark 14, the Mark 1 EMR is a very good choice, and actually a lot of people would actually choose the Mark 1 EMR over this. Both take the very similar round, if not the exact same round. Personally, I choose the SPAR 17 just because it's more sort of overall, all-round general abilities. You know, it's a fairly good assault rifle as well as DMR, whereas Mark 1 EMR is probably the better DMR, but not quite as good for assault rifle purposes. Most 7.62s, like the SPAR 17, the Mark 1 EMR, the Mark 18 ABR, also a very good gun. All these guns in King of the Hill, you need the Marksman perk. You also actually need the Marksman perk to have a decent scope, such as AMS. You actually need that in Marksman scope to have Marksman perk to have that scope on any gun at all. Any of the sort of DMR or longer range scopes, you're going to need the Marksman perk to have the scope on any gun. So, as I'm having the Marksman perk anyway to use my favourite scope, the AMS, kind of doubles up when I'm using it for DMR to allow myself to have a DMR as well. Other 7.62s you may want to consider are the support guns, but you're going to need the machine gunner perk in King of the Hill in order to be able to use any support guns. There is actually a pretty good 6.5mm support gun. I'll show you that first. This has the highest rate of fire and I believe the lowest recoil for any of the support guns. The 6.5mm or bigger anyway. Like I said, I wouldn't use a 5.56mm for support gun purposes in Arma 3, just due to the higher caliber having the better overkill as I mentioned at the start. But nonetheless, this is still a very good gun. Extremely high rate of fire. Fighting the recoil there, but it is controllable, and with that power, that's quite impressive. That power combined with that rate of fire, and it's probably better than the Zafir against infantry. Although personally, my 7.62 support gun of choice is the Zafir. The reason I choose the Zafir over the Mark 200 is because, as it's a 7.62, the individual shots cause a little bit more damage than the 6.5mm, but it's much more effective against vehicles.
Okay, he's inspecting on the door. No.
Other guns you may be interested in. Go through the machine guns first. Now, this machine gun is an SPMG. This gun has a single shot as well, and it's actually highly effective up to quite considerable range. You can quite easily hit targets at 800 meters, and if you're highly experienced with the weapon, you probably hit people at a kilometer, maybe even a little bit further. But the best support gun of all is the Navid. The Navid and the last one I was looking at, the SPMG, they actually have extremely heavy rounds, even higher caliber than 7.62. This one's a 9.3mm, and SPMG is just a little bit lower than this 9.3mm. But this 9.3mm totally messes things up.
You died. Yeah, and I got 9 kill assists.
Also, this has a 3-round burst fire, and if you go very rapid with the 3-round burst fire, actually makes it easy to fire a lot of shots and control the recoil. You can seriously mess up vehicles using this burst fire on the Navid. Now, for a long time that was actually my gun of choice, but I actually kind of got a little bit bored of it, using it so much. It's got so many uses in Arma, like I was saying, where the higher caliber just gives you so much more power. You kill people a lot quicker. It's really designed for like taking out vehicles and like laying down suppressive fire and stuff. In Arma 3 you can actually use this for like clearing towers, general like assault rifle usage. It will slow you down a bit if you want this, and heavy armor, that's going to slow you down. If you want a Navid and a rocket launcher, which is what I used to do all the time, you're going to have very low armor in order to be able to carry both of those without just like having a heart attack every 3 meters. And King of the Hill can no longer be permanently bought. You have to rent this gun only. If you want to put a decent scope on this gun, you're going to need the Marksman perk. Same for anything in King of the Hill now. So if you want this gun in King of the Hill with a decent scope, you're going to need the machine gunner perk for the gun itself, and the Marksman perk to be able to put a decent scope on it. You can actually put a suppressor on the Navid and the SPMG, which makes them really crazy. Though of course in King of the Hill you're going to need the suppressor perk to be able to put the suppressor on it. Okay, some of the other guns that you may want to consider. ASP-1 Kir. This is a very good gun. The ASP-1 Kir doesn't have a particularly good iron sight, doesn't have a particularly good range either. Despite the fact it's got a huge bullet, you're not going to be shooting things very far away, but this is a subsonic gun, which means that although you're shooting a huge ass bullet, the bullet actually never travels faster than the speed of sound, so no one can hear the bullet crack from the bullet travelling through the air, and it's an extremely quiet gun. One of the quietest guns in Arma perhaps, and can actually do a pretty good rate of fire with the semi-automatic. So you can fire off quite a lot of shots, making it a very effective assault weapon, you know, for like clearing towers and things like that, as well as just like hiding in bushes and stuff. Although for like hiding in bushes and things, because the range is so low, it's not really as effective as doing that. It's for like being sneaky but still moving around and, you know, looking for the enemies while you're being sneaky, not just camping out in bushes.
Someone else just run past.
But yeah, excellent gun, highly recommend checking out that one. Another gun you may also be interested in is the Cyrus. The Cyrus, quite a good iron sight actually, it's not too bad. It's a little bit chunky, blocks your view a bit, but if you're going to be using a Cyrus, you're going to be putting a decent scope on it anyway. You need the Marksman perk to use the Cyrus in King of the Hill. 9.3mm, single shot only. This is a very good DMR, extremely powerful, and I've used them a bit. But I tend to prefer the 7.62 DMRs, as you can put them on full auto and that makes them a better overall general purpose gun. However, the Cyrus is an excellent DMR and you will get a lot of one-hit kills with it. It's not always a one-hit kill gun though if you're shooting people that are wearing pretty heavy armour. If you're going to be very sneaky, hiding in bushes, things like that. This is probably the gun that you want to use for stuff like that. Okay, some of the other guns that you're going to want to look at, you're going to want to check out the MAR-10. Now this is a very, very good DMR. Amazing looking weapon, one of the best looking weapons in the game, I'd say. Single shot only, extremely powerful, but it can be suppressed. And I'd say if you were going to be sneaking around hiding in bushes, all stealthy, trying to like DMR kill people, not too close range, but not full sniper range either, this is the gun you want. It can be suppressed, as I say, just it makes you so hard to find when combined with like a ghillie suit, and one of these with a suppressor is excellent. One hit kill most of the time. Again, you're going to have to hit someone with some pretty heavy armor before it doesn't one hit kill them. So yeah, great gun. And in Arma 3 King of the Hill you can access this gun surprisingly early on actually. One of the earliest unlocks with the Marksman perk. Right, what else? Okay, now we're into full sniper rifle range. First of all, we'll check out the M320 LRR. The M320 is a very good sniper rifle. This is in fact the most accurate sniper rifle, and you can accurately hit targets all the way up to 2.5 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers with a LRPS scope. You'd be able to zero the gun up to 2.5 kilometers, maybe even more than that. But you can accurately hit up to about 2.4, 2.5 kilometers without having to point the scope right up in the air. But once you get past about 2.4, 2.5, yeah, you've got to start pointing this thing up in the air to be able to get the targets. But yeah, extreme long-range sniper rifle, very accurate, and is generally the sniper rifle of choice in Arma 3. I have used that one a lot and I do quite like it, but for me the best sniper rifle in Arma 3 is the GM6 Lynx, but only if you're using the APDS rounds, 12.7mm armor piercing rounds. Always a one-hit kill, this gun, no matter what, no matter where you hit where you hit someone. You could shoot them in the toe and it will kill them in one hit. And although not quite as accurate as the M320, it's not far off. If you were going to shoot targets further than 2.5 kilometers, you're still going to have to be pointing this thing up in the air, even more so than the M320 actually, but I still find it easier to hit the targets. I don't think you have to point up quite as much. You don't have to like point over the top of your targets quite as much when you get to like 2.5 kilometers, but there's not really a lot in it between this and the M320. But the main reason I prefer this over the M320 is because this will shoot through the towers, and it will shoot through the towers at up to about 1.5 kilometers. That will actually shoot through a tower like that up to 1.5 kilometers away, and it's just absolutely amazing for clearing out those towers from a distance. You won't be able to see everyone. Once you start shooting a lot of them, they're all going to start hiding in those towers, but as soon as you know they're behind a wall, even if they're not exposing themselves, you'll be able to shoot them straight through the wall. And the Lynx is my sniper rifle of choice for definite. Great weapon. One of my favourite weapons in Arma actually. My favourite weapons overall, the Navid, the Lynx, and the SPAR 17, I'd say. Those are my three personal favourite weapons. And yeah, this is the sniper rifle that I recommend for people. However, in King of the Hill, you have to be level 50 to unlock the gun, and you have to be, I don't know, really high level to put a decent scope on it. So I'm not even using this again now since the update for V10. I've still not leveled up enough to put a decent scope on the Lynx. I've only just high enough level to use the Lynx. But yeah, all I can put on it at the moment is like a red dot or something, until I'm a bit higher level, unfortunately. But yeah, there you have it. Hope that's useful. Like I said, AK-12, That's probably the overall gun of choice, general purpose. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Take it easy.